How many years was it since Samuel anointed David king in Saul's stead, and he became king over just Judah? How much longer would David have to wait to be king of all Israel? How long have we waited for our king from heaven? Let's look at 2 Samuel chapter 2. Where did God tell David to move to with his family and his men? Then it came about afterward that David inquired of the Lord, saying, "Shall I go up to one of the cities of Judah?" And the Lord said to him, "Go up." So David said, "Where shall I go up?" And he said, "To Hebron." So David went up there, and his 2 wives also, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail the widow of Nabal the Carmelite. And David brought up his men who were with him, each with his household, and they settled in the cities of Hebron. What did the men of Judah do with David? Was this his second anointing as king? Then the men of Judah came to Hebron, and there they anointed David king over the tribe of Judah. When David was told that it was the men from Jabesh Gilead who had buried Saul, he sent messengers to them to say to them, "The Lord bless you for showing this kindness to Saul your master by burying him. May the Lord now show you kindness and faithfulness, and I too will show you the same favor, because you've done this. Now then, be strong and brave, for Saul your master is dead, and the people of Judah have anointed me king over them." Would David have to wait a little longer before becoming king over all Israel? But Abner, the son of Ner, commander of Saul's army, took Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and brought him over to Mahanaim, and he made him king over Gilead, over the Asherites, over Jezreel, over Ephraim, over Benjamin, and over all Israel. Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel, and he reigned 2 years. Only the house of Judah followed David. And the time that David was king in Hebron over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months. What happened after a senseless match set up by Abner and Joab? One day Abner led Ishbosheth's troops from Mahanaim to Gibeon. About the same time, Joab, son of Zeruiah, led David's troops out and met them at the pool of Gibeon. The 2 groups sat down there, facing each other from opposite sides of the pool. Then Abner suggested to Joab, "Let's have a few of our warriors fight hand to hand here in front of us." "All right," Joab agreed. So 12 men were chosen to fight from each side. 12 men of Benjamin representing Ishbosheth, son of Saul, and 12 representing David. Each one grabbed his opponent by the hair and thrust his sword into the other's side, so that all of them died. So this place at Gibeon has been known ever since as the Field of Swords. A fierce battle followed that day, and Abner and the men of Israel were defeated by the forces of David. Did Abner, commander of Saul's army, also die that day? The 3 sons of Zeruiah were there, Joab, Abishai, and Asahel. Asahel was as light of foot as a wild gazelle. Asahel pursued Abner. He didn't turn to the right hand or to the left from following Abner. Then Abner looked behind him and said, "Is that you, Asahel?" He answered, "It is." Abner said to him, "Turn away to your right hand or to your left, and grab one of the young men and take his armor." But Asahel would not turn away from following him. Abner said again to Asahel, "Turn away from following me. Why should I strike you to the ground? How then could I look Joab your brother in the face?" However, he refused to turn away. Therefore Abner, with the back end of the spear, struck him in the body, so that the spear came out behind him, and he fell down there and died in the same place. As many as came to the place where Asahel fell down and died stood still. Did Joab, David's military leader, pursue Abner, commander of Saul's army? But Joab and Abishai went after Abner. The sun was setting when they came to the hill of Ammah, which faces Giah, on the road to the Gibeon wilderness. The Benjamites rallied behind Abner, forming a single unit. Then they took their positions on the top of a hill. Abner yelled down to Joab, "Must the sword keep killing forever? Don't you realize that this will end bitterly? How long before you order the troops to stop chasing their brothers?" "As surely as God lives," Joab replied. "If you hadn't just said that, the soldiers would have continued after their brothers until morning." Joab blew the trumpet, and all the soldiers stopped. They didn't pursue Israel anymore, nor did they continue to fight. After the ceasefire, did David's troops head towards home. Abner and his troops marched through the Jordan River Valley all that night. Then they crossed the river and marched all morning until they arrived back at Mahanaim. As soon as Joab stopped chasing Abner, he got David's troops together and counted them. There were 19 missing, besides Asahel. But David's soldiers had killed 360 of Abner's men from the tribe of Benjamin. Joab and his troops carried Asahel's body to Bethlehem and buried him in the family burial place. Then they marched all night and reached Hebron before sunrise. Is patience part of our walk with God, waiting for our eternal hope? But if we hope for what we don't see, we wait for it with patience. Who are we waiting for, and what can we be doing until then? Therefore, brothers, be patient until the Lord's coming. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, and is patient with it until it receives the early and the late rains. You also must be patient. Strengthen your hearts, because the Lord's coming is near. How many years was it since Samuel anointed David king in Saul's stead, and he became king over just Judah? How much longer would David have to wait to be king of all Israel? How long have we waited for our king from heaven? You decide.